And welcome to my heater going off. It is actually the 1st of June in the year of the 2025. Welcome to the costume shop. I am your host, Phoenix Electra, and today I am very excited. Actually, let's see how excited I am. Rumble, are you working? Let's see here. Let's chat to myself. Is this going to work? Welcome to the secret. Okay. Good work, Rumble. So fast. Did that chat pop up? YouTube, I'm waiting on you. Hello, sweet boy. Hey, Loki, my fluff. Oh, well, that's... Okay. There was such a delay in it getting to the tubes. But you know what? That... worth it. All right, fine. Welcome. Oh, maybe I'll actually touch them, but not yet, because nobody's here hardly. All right, I'm here. Loki's here. All the cats are here. Oh, there's little man. Hello, Jess. Welcome. You're here but running errands. No worries. It will be... I'm like tingling. I'm so excited. So, as I said yesterday, I am sewing this. They're the transitional stays, 1795 to about 1810, from the collection at the Genesee Country Village and Museum in the middle portion of New York State. And it's spectacular. If you enjoy living history and old-timey things, highly recommend. So, oh my god, it looks... this whole costume as it's coming together in my head, and the fabrics choices, I'm like kind of giddy. Not kind of giddy. I am quite giddy. So, these, I think, are going to end up being essentially reversible because of the way the finishings are. And, well, yeah, so on one side they have like a light dungaree. Is it twill? I'm not the best with my fabrics. A cotton in this dandelion poof. Kind of sweet. Hello, baby boy. Yes, do you have anything to say for your fans this morning? Do you have any comments yet? Mom, is it time to open up the concession stand? Not quite, my fluffy love. And on the other side, we have this amazing chrysanthemum silver silk lightweight brocade that has been languishing and not living its best life on a roll in my collection for quite some time. We could say maybe going on the better part of a decade. It doesn't matter. Oh, there's birds outside on the air conditioner tinkling around. That was kind of stressful. Hey, Kilroy! Yeah, little shitheads. Always gotta be right in the action. Yes, he does. Well, at least the littlest shithead lives up to his name, but at least he's a smart shithead, and I think he taught himself a lesson running running out of his perfectly good backyard on the hottest day of the year so far, and the noisiest, with folks doing yard maintenance prior to today, the official start of fire season. Yay! Have there actually been already little fires already? Yes. Loki, you are got fluff in your fur and you're sitting on my silk. I'm not going to have a conniption. It's going to be fine. I'm going to wear this silk a lot. So It's going to be okay. But I don't know who this version of Phoenix is, that I do have some small offcuts to do some test stitching before we just go tits in to the real garment. You know, who am I? And I'm glad, because the original pattern was supposed to be like a 41 bust, 43 bust, 41, like 40 through the rib section. And I'm not padding myself out. I want this to fit where my natural bone structure is. So where they in the original pattern, oh, that I have the paper pieces. Here, this triangle section was supposed to be a gusset. So you open it up, insert fabric, and make it bigger. Oh, Rumble chat. I love when you work so that we can cross-platform chat. And I didn't need that. So I used this pre-existing section and hand basted in a dart. And I think I'm going to stitch that dart in by hand by back stitch. We'll see. I haven't quite decided. And right now I'm just so shaky and excited. I'm dropping my pieces. But to begin, we're going to sew the fabric sample section so we know that everything looks good, the tension's right. I have on the dandelion side marked in pen where the boning channels are, just outside, because I gave myself a 1/2 inch seam allowance, which is gigantical for me feeling. But that's fine. We're going to do the sandwich seam technique, which I think is going to be perfect. And when we get there, I'll explain. I think we tried this one way back many moons ago. Many streams ago, and probably when we were streaming in the nighttime, being all cavalier and thinking we could stay up to all hours of the night. But let's pick up this fabric and try sewing on it. We've sewn with our silks before, so this is not the first time. It's just compared to the other colorways and prints. I have the least amount of this silver one, and I'm just quite partial to it, if I do say so myself. All right, Loki, are you going to be the guard kitty? You're going to make sure that all of our stitches, our seams are straight, and our sewing is spectacular. I have the zipper. I was going to point to the microphone. Hey, microphone, the zipper foot is on because that will help ensure when we get to the boning section that everything is nice and straight and we can get up super close to the boning. I decided on the German plastic because the sew-in doesn't feel strong enough and the flat steel seems too stiff, and the sprung steel, why is the sprung steel is just too historically inaccurate. And do we care about that? No. But making an executive decision, we're gonna go with plastic. All right. Are all my baubles where they're supposed to be? Loki. Oh, we should have flipped this upside down because we've got all the markings on the cotton side is going to be the right side of is going to be our top working side. That is my words. What is wrong with the tension? Can I see? Wow, looking at the silver on. All right, Phoenix, just take a breath. Double check. We'll just do a little this, a little of that. Flip the fabric around. And just sew a couple straight lines just to get into the feel of it. Things. Oh, are you? We're okay. Yeah. Oh, are you gonna sit next to me, or are you very grumpy that I there's not enough fannies at the circus for me to open up the concession stand yet? Okay. Are you okay? Thanks. Are you? You're okay. Let me just scooch myself to the far side of the sewing bench. Just don't get your tail stuck in the treadle belt, okay? Okay, thanks. All right, let's just slide back over again. And I can take as much fabric of this practice fabric as I need to make sure everything's as good as I can make it. Just set you over there. I'm still have not settled on what I want to do for the closure technique, however, because the notes from the extant original suggest that it was pinned in place, and I think I don't want to run the risk of poking myself all day with a straight pin closure. All right, this. Ooh, okay. Let's see how this looks. Don't step on stuff. You can't see the white, which is great. Oh, should I? You know what, Phoenix? Do we want the gray to be a contrast on the fabric to show where the boning channels are, or do we want it to be more invisible and do white? Or do we want... but that gray kind of matches. Why am I having a design existential crisis? What color should we do? Gray, white, we could do red, but that might bleed on the white. But the gray does kind of match. And if I flipped it over, then you completely can't tell as much. But I need a side where I can do the marking, and this time I'm not. I think it is too killer. I enjoy that it shows where all the channels. I like it, and I'm sure if folks stream to other platforms that they show up also. There's more options than this. I just don't engage in the other ones. I'm afraid I don't love the gray. All right, let me... It's not like we don't have other thread choices here. Oh, I think... Oh. I... Oh, but why did the chat stop showing up? Is it... Oh, Rumble Studio, why are you being dumb? All right, let me... Oh, okay. Well, that's great. I'm glad that is working there. So, all right, I'm not going to stress about it. What I was giggling quasi maniacally to myself was in my hand, we have glow in the dark fabric. Yarn. It's not fabric, it's yarn. Thread. It's not even yarn. Wow, Phoenix. Are you having word finding? I'm having a case of crafts and I don't like it. Why don't we do a test row with the glow in the dark fabric yarn, the glow in the dark yarn. Oh my god. This is 3 for 3. I'm not even the bits just write themselves. You can't make this shit show of a circus up. This is why we live stream. All right. I think it would be super funny to do. Oh, I don't have an empty bobbin. What would be even more fun is if I had an empty bobbin and we did it all with the glow in the dark thread, but we'll at least have one side glow in the dark. So I'm going to maybe switch to a pencil for my, if I need to do any extra marking, so that it doesn't show up in the final at the end. But this thread is white until it glows in the dark, and then it's a little green. And I think that would be funny. And I have it in my collection. So why not sew with it? So what? I even when I had just hand basted the pieces together and set it on with the ribbon straps, the way this one just the way this one just holds hugs the body made me really excited. And I see these being worn quite frequently, which is the other reason why I want a slightly more durable closure. Do I want to do hooks and eyes, hooks and bars? Do I want to put buttons? Because we haven't sewn buttons on yet as a closure. Are any of those completely... we're not here for historical correctness, so it doesn't even matter. Seam looks good. Tension. I need a little bit more tension on the upper thread. So it just looks a little loose, and we don't want that. Wow. I am learning some gooder techniques. I know, Stitch Inspector. Hello. Yes. You think I should make a mess in the sewing studio and knock the microphone stand down? Well, let me go retrieve that again. Loki, we are coming apart at the seams. It's not time to tear down the tent. We're not opening up the concession stand yet. We are being silly, however. Okay. One. Next. Okay. Hopefully. You're gonna sew for me, Loki? You think this is so much fun? I know, we are winning at sewing today. But I think we'll do the last line, maybe do one more for good measure, and start cutting some bones. Because, okay, don't touch anything, Peanuts. Just sit up straight, smile. Be excited for, okay, I just need, all right. Look, Mom, no hands. Okay, oh, it happened that time. All right, let me, top looks better. Bottom looks better. I don't know what happened in the middle section there. Let me do one more from the other side, and then maybe I'll feel confident enough to start the next section. There's okay. No movie. All right. Yeah, let's see here. Once I am contented with this, we'll start with the center back. Looks like there's four boning channels at the center back, and two on each side going at an angle. So I took the print off, transferred the markings to our copy, and then in the seam allowance section, just marked. And when we get closer, we'll take our trusty 2B, our favorite drawing pencil, and just use our straight edges, mark up our lines so that we can at least know where we need to start from. And then we'll cut the bone to the pattern piece length because this does not have the seam allowances. So if we cut it just a smidge shorter, so I think we're even going to take the time to do some hand finishing. I must be very excited to wear this project. Why am I just paranoid that Rumble is gonna that studio shit in the bed on me? No, it's just me being paranoid because Phoenix. Just be super. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Looks. Oh, I should just let me show off with the stitches. Don't pay attention to that food bowl yet. Invisible. Perfect. All right. Hey, Loki. I know. I'm trying to wait a couple more minutes. We're getting closer. Oh, hey, baby. All right. Well, I did some stitching yesterday by myself, and oh my god. I think I'm starting to feel like a lace maker. I stitched this blue flower. I kind of absolutely love it. I know. The Loki inspector is just. Oh, are you going to purr into the mic? Are you going to? Can I get a right meow? Just don't make me get on my hands and knees again, cat. Oh, you sweet fluff. And I made the misfortunate error of leaving the other stays pattern on the floor overnight, and I'm gonna need to reprint it, which kind of feels like a nightmare because getting the scaling right, I can do a lot of things. Getting the scaling right so that this flat PDF prints out on. Can you stop having limp mic problems on the letterhead, the letter side? Normal paper with the scale correct is not one of my skills. Okay, can I? So I've got the center back section. It's pinned together. I don't think I would lose if we took a fine needle and hand basted it together so that it doesn't slip around while we're sewing the boning channels. Okay, where's Phoenix? You've got everything you need, Phoenix. Do I have a fine eye needle? I've got everything and nothing where I have everything and nothing. That's not true. I've got. All right, Loki. Let me go get the needles and stop. Loki, I am so excited. I want it to be done, and every time I'm like, oh, I can finally get started of sewing. I'm like, but there's one more preparatory step you should probably do for best results. That is a beat. Do I have? Let's see here. Who's slender with a big enough eye? All right, let's try this little guy. Because I don't want to be poking the silk too much, any more than I have to, which already is going to be a lot. Okay, get in there. Oh, I've magnetized my needles, so it's trying to stick to the outside. Oh, we've got negative repulsion going on. Did you get yourself attracted? All right. Thread for basting. So by taking the time to do this step, I think each subsequent step should theoretically go better. I'm just going to take giant stitches, but then I can also take out the pins that are minimally in there. All right, Phoenix. Oh, Loki, did we leave the threading bird across the room? Does that mean that we actually need to be able to thread a needle? This eye's so big. Come on. I love when you get it partly through and then it's not all the way and it's just shredding itself. All right, don't be cavalier. Don't cut too long of a piece of basting thread because if I do, it never fails that I get it all tangled and then I wished I hadn't cut that much in the first place. So I think just gonna use the presser foot as I'm using the presser foot as an extra hand. You can't see because all you see is my sweet cat, Loki. Do I have my measuring gauge here? Loki, are you sitting on that also? You are being the most helpful. Oh, you want to? I'm in your way. Sorry. Okay. I'm just going to carefully take some giant bites. Oops. Okay. So I hope everybody's having fun making something awesome. I hope it's been good. I can't complain other than no. There's no. I have no complaints right now. It's probably just we'll do one piece at a time. And I was looking a little perplexed because didn't mark. I took after I cut the pieces because they didn't include the seam allowance. I laid the paper pieces on the fabric and then just traced. I traced the paper because that's where my stitches are supposed to be. So I find it easier than having the pattern pieces, the with the measurements you need for cutting. I'd rather just know. I'd rather add how much I need to cut for the seam allowance. Those. That's my words. So I guess technically we're flatlining our pieces. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna do this one side because then I can't. Okay. I'm gonna do one, then I'm gonna sew the boning channels closest to it. We'll do the center back, and then we'll do the other side. That is gonna be the order of operations. So I can almost start sewing boning channels. After I mark my lines a little bit better, my stitch lines, because I've got the ends, but I like at least one. Ouch, that was my finger. We're not, please, Phoenix, do not have any blood shed on the white or the silk. Okay. I'm so excited. I'm like giddy with joy and fear that I'm gonna fuck up. But it's only fabric. I have more. It's gonna be okay. So I'm gonna just gently throw those over there. Okay, one side. Oops. Don't throw everything everywhere. The chaos that I try to curate. Oh, Jess. Oh, now you're saying my type of words, order of operations, right? Yes. Math class. I calculus was my there. Oh, I have a not. That's not going to be helpful. Math words. You know what? I'm just going to cut my losses. There's not a knot in my thread. I'm going to save that for future thread scraps. Okay. No, thanks. I know this. They just keep the pieces, so I'm like, how am I going to stitch this together? Because I've got nobody to hold my hand and say, do it this way. I have to rely on some experience, some, and yeah, I'm relying on experience and a little bit of guesswork. But at least I'm showing I'm showing my work. We're not doing any of that funny new math, which I okay. So where's the piece? Did I drop it on the floor? Nope. I set it aside safely. So I'm going to where's my tin snips? German plastic boning. I'm gonna find my end. This could attract a cat. This could lead to catfishing. Yeah, I'm just gonna unwind a goodly length. Because I'm gonna cut each, know where it's gonna be, slot it in there, and start. Oh, see, this is why I wanted to start in the center, and then move outwards. But you know what I might do? We'll do the markings. We'll sew the one channel on each side to reinforce it, and then we'll know that the back just has the word this much space. We'll see. Oh, Jess, you're too kind. You love how I also talk about your thinking process. Trust me, that does help when I go to make things. Oh, that's brilliant. Because I don't pretend I know how to do anything. I'm like, this is how I think. And sometimes I'm just not afraid to fail at sewing on the internet. Sometimes we've had quite some fabulous misadventures. I feel confident with this one. Let me just do the centerpieces because they're going to be easy because they're on the vertical versus the ones that come in this way. Oh, this piece. Oh, I want to wear a giant hug right now. Why didn't I put on a corset? Okay, I've got my mat. I have my favorite pencil. We have our straight edge. Oh, I guess we could be like wow. It's like just about an inch. What I didn't. One. No. One, two. Yeah, so fortunately for me, the boning that I have is very comparable to the bones in the original. So if I remember, if I have okay, I can see where I folded it, which is great. So I'm just going to not pull. Just going to do some really big hashes because I only really need to draw the first line because I'm going to stitch it, going to cut the bone, sew up against it with the zipper foot, and then rinse and repeat 3 more times until I get to the end of that section. Okay, straight edge. Oh, now I wished I had pulled my hair up so I had a place to put my pencil. Okay, I'm just gonna move my mat. Just tidy up our space. Unfold. Have the giantest smile because sometimes Every time I'm able to sit and make stuff, I'm super excited. But sometimes you just get extra. And this is one of those projects for some reason for me. I think, oh my gosh, it's been a long time since we've broken into the silk. Oh, beautiful. Those pencil lines just disappear into the shadows of the stitches, which is great. Oh, you know what? I need to put the opposite foot on, or am I going to... yeah, let me... So this side, switch out feet, because I want to keep... I want my stitch lines all to be in the same direction. No upsy downsies on this. And I'm going to be very good about being neat and tidy. How do I want to close this? It's got an overlap in the front right now. We could do buttons on one side and then hooks and bars on the inside. I could fold it over and put a zip, but that's going to be bulky. If I'm kind of reluctant. Well, actually, that's not true. I was going to say I'm reluctant to do eyelets. We're not doing metal eyelets. That is for sure. But I don't know. It's going to be front fronter closing because well, not obviously. I'm sewing the center back. It's on the fold. There's no opening here. There's no way in through the back door, boys and girls. This is only through the front door. Next, did you drop your piece again? Why am I so excitedly stressed out? Well, it does. I need 4 the same length. I'm not going to completely close up the ends because before I can do that, I'm going to just round off the pieces of boning because I do not want them to poke through either of the fabric layers because that is a huge tragedy. We're trying to do better than that, which is also why when I get to the finishing it, closing off the tops and the bottoms, I'm going to trim the silk layer a little bit shorter and roll over the stronger twill layer. Not twill. Yeah, whatever it is. The stronger cotton layer. So that's the side that's got more stress on it rather than the silk layer. Alright, we're gonna cut for... I already said that, Phoenix. Then I'll take it outside with the file. Ow! And we'll just file it nice and smooth. Oh, it's been a while since we've used our tin snips. I think we were in the other room, but we're back. Oh, we'll see. The lawn boy went to go look for new yard equipment because nobody's managed the back 40, and it needs to get managed. All right, 4 bones, the appropriate zipper foot, glow in the dark thread because because I can. And there's the. Let me just grab the piece that I dumped overboard now. All right. I'm just going to feed. Let's see here. I think the way where it's Phoenix. Typically, how I do this first, how I've done this first one in the past is I have the bone on the outside where I can see it, but it's right up against the first stitch line. Then I'm going to get the press, make sure everything is all lined up so I can just, from the outside, see where we're going because I want to be as close to that bone as possible, but I need enough room to be able to make sure it fits in its channel. Oh, is that close enough? These are not skills that I don't know how to do, but I just want it to be so good that I'm like stressing myself out. I should just smile and relax because it's going to be fabulous. This way, then I know it's easier for me to feel if everything's close for this first channel. But because the bone just wants to like wiggle around. I know there's folks who take the time to like mark in all their channels and then just slide everything all at once, and whatever works for you. Oops, and I need to not make sure that it's wide enough because if it's too narrow, then the bone won't fit, and then we'd have to rip it out and do it again. And I can only want to stitch through the silk so many times. Oh yeah, you do that too, Killer. You overthink something when I want it to be good. Yes, and then at least for myself, it usually ends up meaning I do some stupid mistake and get irritated. And is this thread shredding? Huh. Oh, why is that? I have a funny taper. All right, the inaugural bone. Get in there. It fits. at this very end, I this this bone is not too long, but I accidentally tapered it too much. Can I slide it through the other end? The inaugural bone, aka the wedding night. For some people. Yep. Uh, the euphemisms. Do I read? And I fudged it up, I think. Can I? This is kind of feeling like that. Do I have to force it in? Can we just play gentle? I think I'm going to cut my losses, open it up, and I'll backstitch really good and just restitch that section where it didn't fit rather than take out everything. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Stinking allergies. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to do a better job. Make sure everything's lined up. Can't be too tight. Am I in the right line? Okay. Okay, fingers crossed. You know it should be. Don't fluff it up. All right, let's try this again. And because I'm anxious, we're gonna start from the faulty end first. Make sure it fits. Please fit. Okay. God, this is not worthy of my hands shaking. But maybe it is. Okay, there we go. That was way too stressful. All right, one bone in. So then I'm going to leave that one in, get the next bone. Wow, I think I need to switch threads as much as I really want to stitch with this glow-in-the-dark one. It is shredding. And I need more. We can't have that. All right, fine. You've been demoted. So now what thread do I want to use? Get back here. Oh, let's just use the same white that I've got in the bobbin. This roll is kind of faulty, and I kind of want to just be done with it. So we'll see how this goes. Give me a reason to look for threads on Amazon. No, Phoenix, you're not buying new threads. You need to. You're on Project Spool. We're working through our stash. And as soon as this layer is done, I'm going to make that lilac colored with the little rosettes. That is going to be the bodice petticoat layer for this garment. All right, new thread, next bone. All right, we're in for the second boning. And I'm just making sure it's abutted up very well to the previous bone. So there's no gaps. There are no giant gaps. I remember it was such a big deal when we moved up from sewing boning channels by hand. Oh, fuck. To sewing them with Brunhild. Okay. All right. Oh. Well, yeah, it is. Yeah. Hopefully I don't have too many slip out. I just want to be able to slip these bones in. Okay. Why? Oh my god, I'm so anxious. I'm like holding my breath and afraid to read chat. Oh, fuck me in the nutsack. This row of stitching isn't absolute trash. All right, let's rip that out. Here I am trying not to have to put more marks through the silk than I need to, and being utter rubbish at that. Okay. But at least our flatline pieces are not shifting around on each other. Oh yeah, don't cut the wrong seam line. Just trim that section. Okay. Scratch that. I don't like that thread either. Thread 3, which thread shall ye be? Let's go with the white cotton that I pulled as the actual second choice. And try not to be a chaotic disaster. I think we've already failed at that one, but screw it. I'm going back to the gray that we tested and I know worked fine. And then we'll just have the contrasting stitch line, but that's coordinated with the other gray that's already there. Everything is gray and silver. Thought we were going to be something fun. And going back to good old reliable. because it works. Okay, there. Might have to run to the other side of the room to get the thread. All the cats are. They're so mad at me. Should I open up the concession stand? Mm-hmm. Not yet. I don't want to have to wipe the cat snacks off my hand while I'm touching silk. Okay. Threaded. Sure, I heaped toe to bone somewhere, and I will find it later. Okay. Happy little stitches. Happy little stitches. Oh, there's the bone. It's touching me. Okay, it's on my right hand side. Alright, so I'm just really carefully sewing straight lines. Oh, you know what? I think I might have been also putting too much pressure on the fabric, trying to hold the bone down. Because I'm so tense with excitement. Kind of just starting the first one is always a little nerve-wracking, and then once we get into the swing of things, it's not. I think I tapered that one a little bit too, but it'll be fine. It's just at the very nippers. The gray will be fine. And this is like, there's going to be most days at least one other layer. This is not, nobody's going to see it, Phoenix, except for us right now. Oh, seeing a structural, as the bones go in and it just starts to take shape. I do the bones, I guess this way I'm alternating them. I try to think, usually I know which side is going to be my top layer and my bottom layer. And I try to do them opposite of the curvature so that it, so where your back is going to be concave, then the bones will be convex to fit those shapes. Did I please? Okay. I really just wanted to be a happy, quick project. Did I start that too narrow? Are you shitting the bed on me? Don't Amber Heard me. Oh, come on. Mm-hmm. I like just one stitch over too far at each end as I opened and closed the channel. No, this is the top. We should fit through this way. There we go. And I just wasn't pushing firmly enough. And yes, I'm just going to end up having to take them all out, but I like seeing the shape of it. I like the bones sliding in and getting to see the shape of how it comes, how it transforms itself. Okay. This might also be easier. Oh, I could wait, but I don't want to. Hey, sweet boy. Do you want me? What do you think? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so oh, there we go. It's like, you just gently shove it through the hole, really forcefully, but gently. And why? Yeah. There we go. I'm trying not to poke holes anywhere there's not supposed to be holes. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of in there enough to get the gist for the next line, the next row of stitches. Okay. Next channel, please. We're on the penultimate one for this section. Helps if I make sure the needle's threaded, though. Stitching without that doesn't get me anywhere, but only helps us in marring the silk. Alright, we are coming along. It's good. We're stitching. And once, in addition to needing to figure out what we're going to do for the front closure, it says in the notes that there looks like there's supposed to be shoulder straps, and I think shoulder straps make a lot of sense. So I think I need to sketch those up and draw them out. I haven't done that yet either. But I will slap those on at the end. I think I overcompensated by making this one end extra wide. This is for the girthy bones, but they're all the same size. Oh, and this one's just sliding, right? Oh, as soon as that... Phoenix, don't talk about how good something's starting to go, because that is inevitably when you start faffing around, getting too confident, and something doesn't lay right. Okay. Yeah, so because the bones are all rolled, they're trying to poke up into the fabric a little bit. I'm just trying to like gently press the tip flat and shove with the other hand. I can't think of any other way. And you can see it just kind of like millimeter. I was going to say inching its way, but we're kind of just moving millimeter by millimeter through till the end. There. 3, and it looks like the mark for the last boning channel is going to line up with the marks that we stitched. So the width of our boning is comparable to the width of the original, which I think was baleen. I think they used this fabric. It was out of this fabric called nankeen, which I think I recall, if my searching did not lead me astray, is a type of cotton. I chose my materials from what's in my stash. I wanted a strong. I was afraid to do both layers out of the silk, but we are going to do that chemise a la reine, and all the other base layers. We have silk for our chemise, silk in our stays, cotton for our petticoat, and then we're going to do a polyester. We might need to make a fancy silk outfit, maybe out of the pink silk, to go to have something nice. It's all going to be nice, Phoenix. It's all nice. All right, where's my last bone for this section? Está aquí, Vinica. Ah, Cece. Perfect. Then we'll do the side sections. Oops, just gonna slide that underneath. Okay, sit up straight. Don't be slouching. Don't forget to smile, because I'm so excited for this project. I know part of me, when I was planning for yesterday for today, I was like, oh, it would be super funny if I wore my silk chemise And then we were sitting around in our silk layers to sew silk, sitting, lounging around in silk underwear to sew silk underwear. But it was kind of chilly this morning. I needed more. I needed more layers than that. So, homemade Scully sweatsuit it was. Our stitching just kind of like disappears into the fabric, which is really great. All right, we'll slide this last stiffy into its slot. Maybe? There we go. Well, it's nice that this is just boned where it needs to be. It's at the center back, a little bit along the traps to have a little support, a little bit at the side section, and then just a little bit over the front. And the front, it comes up high in the back. Oh, let me just beat up the microphone some more, as if it hasn't taken enough abuse today. It comes up high, and then the shoulder straps. But the front is just barely comes to the end of the rib cage. So it's like long in the back and short in the front, which is kind of nice. Because you get the support in your back where you need it, but I don't feel impeded with movement. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how if I retract that statement once all the bones are in there and the pieces are all put together. But we can now start on the two side back bones. I think we're going to start with the innermost section, the one closest to the center back. And there's just two bones there. So just going to find my pencil and my straight edge. That is right where I left it. Okay. And then just drawing my first stitch line. While we're at it, let me do the one for this other side. Oh, all my marks just got lost in the dandelion poof. Now I'm going to want a flowered layer dress to go on top because we've got flower chemise, flowered petticoat, and green with yellow stripes for the top gown dress. Who knows? But I also have this feeling I want to wear this. I'm going to want to wear this all the time. Okay, no, the only hard part I created for myself by stitching the bones is they're going to try to poke me while I try to draw this straight line on an angle. And I just broke my thread. This is kind of one of the... So I could take out all this Phoenix. So what I'm just like spent all the time feeding those bones in to the center back, and I'm gonna take them out for now. There, now everything's flat again, and I'm not gonna get poked in the belly with those bones. But I try to sew around them, mostly so that I don't forget who needs to go in which slotted section, because if I take all of them out and they're all cut and laying around, they all look the same. I don't know which hole they went from. There's no way to sew these garments without innuendos, is there? And for these next set of bones, I'm going to use the paper piece to cut the lengths and bottom on the fold. You know what I might do? Where's my snaps? So I can cut these ones at an angle to kind of mimic the angle. And I need two this length. Oh, that's a good idea, Phoenix. I'm going to cut these two. I'm going to sew the corresponding starting channel line on the other side real fast. And then starting everything from the top. This is the top. Nothing is shifting because I took the time to pin and start from the center. And I think that taking the time to start with that line of hand basting just for my own peace of mind. This is a nice kind of introductory pattern. Once I think so far the hardest part was figuring out how to print the stupid pattern, and there was a little bit of pattern modification needed, but the shape of this kind of made it easy because you could just adjust. Well, I'm not going to speak to all of that. I could see where somebody might need to do oodles of adjusting in different things, but fortunately I only had to do a little bit, i.e. transform a gore into a dart. I didn't need as much, and I'm not going to pad myself to look like a cone. It's not going to happen. Though, oh my god, that was funny. So, my brain was trying to be irritating and play tricks with me. So I was like, oh, just refresh yourself that with your waist to hip circumference ratio, because that depending on depending on how your frame is, that might be, it gives me better. I like the results better. Oh, this is where I'm going to need both zipper feet because I'm sewing on different. Phoenix, just shut up and sew. Why are you? Stop trying to explain things like you know what you're doing. You're just some silly kid who shows up and sews on the internet because it's fun. Oh man, all the times we did this on Brunhild with those skull stays with the zipper. That had so many boning channels we stitched. Ah, Brunhild the beast. Okay. Oh, I've got errant ends I did not finish nicely. We can't have that. I'm trying to not handle each piece any more than I have to because the silk is a little delicate. Yes, I wasn't completely brazen before I started cutting into the silk. I cut the twill layer, hand basted it, figured out where I needed to do the fit adjustment, was relatively pleased, and then I cut the silk layer because I was like, I'm confident with what I'm doing here. Okay, that's why I'm gonna change which side of the zipper foot because for the next each side, I'm just gonna be changing the zipper foot so I can always make sure I start. All the seams come from the top, and we're not going up and down. Because I recall seeing that it does make a difference. Is it fiddly and a little annoying? Yes, but trying to be slightly less terrible than last time. There we go. Phoenix, loosen your grip up. Don't death grip the boning channels. Just a little fiddly holding all the. The bone wants to wiggle away, so I'm just need to keep everything lined up and moving and not death pinch it. Oh, I'm too narrow. I'm just going to fix that since I noticed it. Oh, Killer, but death pinching is fun. Yes, it is. It's so satisfying sometimes, but it does affect your work a little bit. And wow, it's, if I didn't foresee this garment getting so much wear and attention, I would not be quite as careful. But I just have this feeling, I just know I'm going to love this so much and I'm going to be wearing it all the time. I just want it to be as good as possible. Okay, I think that time was more successful. Oh, don't. Okay. I need to stop hearing things and feeling panicky. That is, it's kind of getting it being a huge hindrance. Okay. All right, so those two are in, so I know where they're going to be. Need to cut the last two for the back. Then we can move on to the side panel. I know we are making our way through our, what is, did we get 100 a week? Sometimes we buy supplies in bulk. The next irritating thing is I'm going to want to wear this tomorrow, and it's probably not going to be done by then. maybe I can get the hand finishing done. Oh, but Phoenix, you haven't sorted out what are we doing for the center front closure? This is the most important dilemma. And since this is, I'll change the zipper feet when I finish this side. Okay, take a deep breath. So. I'm afraid I'm sewing too close. Rather know now than later. Do you? Hmm. Yeah. Okay. This is stressing me out. We might as well just rip it out and start it again now rather than waiting and being more grumpy on the other end. I think it's Violet time. I think it's time for us to turn into Violet. Violet. Yeah. I'm glad I'm ripping this row out now rather than waiting. I don't think. No, we've unpicked before, but I'm being kind of ruthless today. We're trying to practice some impeccably high standards, and our second best stitching is not going to cut it today. Okay. All right. Why do I feel like I'm going to have to rip this row out again? Almost. All right, boys and girls. Are we? Oh, what the? Just. What the fudge, Phoenix? This was even more disastrous than the last time. Yeah, it slides up easy when it's not in the channel. Alright. Let's rip this row out again, because if I don't do it now, I'll forget. And I have to put the other zipper foot on before I can sew the corresponding sections. Oh. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Yeah, the Wheat Phoenix is bestest at the frog stitch because we're very good at ripping it. Oh, Killeray, this corset is just being a whole ordeal. Yeah, it is. I was like, I think I did it to myself. My head was like, oh, there's nothing, we're not doing any like gigantically new techniques. There's only there's only 5 pieces. It's going to be super straightforward and easy and fast. And because I'm putting so much on my shoulder, on my needle, that the thread is just wants to. I'm doing it to myself. And my brain is like, do you want to just throw in the towel and pick out go back to sewing from pile block more and just work on that blankie? But no, I want this. And this I shall have. This will be fully boned before the end of the show, or I might die trying. Maybe I should not have said my sights that high. At least this back piece will be finished before I give up. Okay. Next try. Here I was thinking I was giving that my spacing was too far out, and I think it's too close. Needs to be able to fit snugly, but not too snugly. Just snuggy enough. Okay. I know. See, I feel as much as it causes me guff, I don't mind. Actually, I like having the bones right next to it while I'm stitching rather than just drawing all the lines first. Because then I know I can prove to myself that the bones are going to fit rather than just like hoping that I'm not deviating from the line that I've marked. Wow, that. I might stitch over that. Hey, Allie! Yay! Home to making stays. Yes. Yes. You better stay put for the rest of this misadventure. You're here. Yay! We've got the 1795 to 1810-ish transitional stays from the Genesee Country Village in our hands on my table. The center back is almost complete with the boning channels. Have this fantastical word finding dandelion poofs is what this reminds me of, and then silk chrysanthemums. Okay, so we got all the bones for the back. I just have this last back channel, and then to move on to the side pieces. We'll attach the sides doing the sandwich technique and then do those bones. The rib bone is connected to the rib bone. The next bone is connected to the leg bone. The leg bone's connected to the hip bone. The next bone's connected to the... Oh, oops, give me the seam ripper. Yes. Yeah, Phoenix has done her fair share of seam ripping already. We've got a goodly amount of practice in with the frog stitch. The leg bone's connected to the hip bone. The thigh bone's connected to the... Okay. Hand me the seam ripper now. No, this last bone for the back section, we're just going to do spectacularly. I know, YouTube chat's going to be popping. Rumble chat, think you're being saved by Kilroy. Rumble, my place for all my lurkers. But that's cool. Just smash some buttons for me over there. Okay, I flubbed up because I tried to look over at chat and I can't. I don't want to stab the table. All right, let me. All right, chat, I will look at you as soon as I finish this bone channel. I can't read chat and stitch this one section at the same time now. Get back here, Boney. Oh, that was fun. I thought I was lifting up the presser foot, except I was lifting the bone instead. That didn't work. And I'm absolutely going to be taking these bones one at a time. We'll take the pieces outside and file them nicely. It's nice enough. I don't need to be filing plastic in the house. Where did I throw my sets to? Oh, there's smaller ones over here. There they are. They're not where they're supposed to be. Oh, and they slide in so nice. It's so satisfying. All right, one back piece. Here's the channels from one side, this outside. Oh, you should have kept my chatter to myself. No, you always keep chattering, Allie. Ah, great. I jinx things now. She wants to stab the table. You're right, not purposefully. Okay. One side piece, next side piece. Yeah, I know, sometimes I can read chat and stitch. Sewing perfect, organized boning channels, not completely, but that's all right. We adapted and overcame. This side goes here because the curves just go nicely. So I'm going to take one. Oh, do I need to transfer my markings? How do I want to do this? I think I know I had to prove to myself with the basting the sides together. I'm like, do these curves really fit? But this really does fit together. I think I wish that I'm going to just grab is my marking tool because I would like to have marked on this wrong side my stitching line because I'm going to have the wrong sides facing out with the center back sandwiched in the middle so that I can fold it out. And then when we're stitched on it, the right sides are facing together. But I need this tool over here. Oh. And we're back. Okay. I'm just going to mark. I'm going to move my mat over gently, not be distracted by the outside noises. We're at 1/2 inch. So I know well, this on the inside. Just make some big hashes. Oh, do I? I think. Then there's the silk side. So I've got right sides to right sides. I'm making a fancy sandwich. We've got the back section as the middle, and then the next top and bottom as they're my bread layer. And I'm going to carefully pin where I drew those lines because that's going to be my stitch line. Oh, that's right. And I forget. I was trying to make it go all the way up to the top, but it doesn't go there. It just goes to this middle section. Oh, Allie, what do you think we should do for closures? Because I'm not pinning this every time I want to get in. How do I want my center front closure to be? What should I do? Hook and bars and buttons. I would need to take a little bit more in. If I've got enough right now that I think there's an overlap. We could do machine hook it eyelets. If I Okay, I just carefully gonna stick one more pin. Ah, fancy sandwiches. Now I'm going to your place for lunch. Yes, please. Yeah, I could do little finger cucumber sandwiches. Let's have little tea sandwiches and have a tea party. And for this project, we're starting all of our. Oh, maybe I'll put the regular presser foot on just to mix things up a little bit. Oh, now I'm going to be hungry again. What time's lunch? Let's see here. Use the proper style with the corset bar and clasp. Okay, it handles stress better. That sounds like a much better idea because the original, I think they said they just pinned it closed, and I was like, I don't think I like that idea. Corset bar and clasp. I have hooks and bars. We can hand sew those. Good deal. Maybe we'll practice that fancy way, how they somehow you can like sew the hook section and then stick it through the fabric so it's all hidden away in there. Oh, I need to sit up straight, viewers. Oh, am I going to wish that I had the iron out so I could press these seams open flat and beautifully? Not again. Oh, oops, you said that without looking at the pattern. Well, you know what I mean. Anyways, right. I do know because I know what what the original says, and I know I don't have to be limited to pinning this close. So I think I would rather do something that's going to be more structural and do its job. Oh no, you're frazzled. You got lost trying to find a place you went to before. Oh no, the construction growth really flew through you for a loop. Oh, that's terrible. Well, I guess you're in the right spot because I couldn't tell the difference between bones, threads, and yarn earlier. My word finding skills at the beginning of the show kind of were an absolute disaster. I was like, oh, fuck. Why does a half inch seam always look so huge? Okay. Next seam stitched. I'm just finger pressing it open. It will pucker and stretch if I don't iron. Yes, I'm going to actually take the iron and press these seams because I can kind of like massage it, but I probably actually I don't know if I'm going to grade the seams, but I think I'm going to clip notches in there so that it lays flat because it looks a little puckery and not nice. Oh, can I show this off? This looks like particularly, it's got a lot of bobbles and denseness from the 4 layers of fabric. So I'll go through and clip notches in there and actually press. So let's see here. That means I can sew the other side seam panel on, and then I'm kind of at a pause section until I press, because I can't sew the rest of the boning channels. Okay, that's fine, because then I can still think about what I want to do for the shoulder strap section, because they say there's evidence of a shoulder strap, but it doesn't exist. It's not with the garment any longer. Did I? Oh. Okay, bottom tuck. Let me just, now that I've already, did, no, I did that right. Top, bottom, okay. Wow, so stressed out wanting this to be so good, and I am. Oh, let's see here. Do it. If I don't iron, right? I'm gonna iron, and let's hear, Allie. Always pinch first and see what to clip. It really does help it to lay flat. Yeah, that's. Maybe, oh, because I'm sure pressing is going to help too. So it was all, I can pull it all flat, but I think when I go, because I'd rather, if I could just, I'm not going to be able to finish this till next week, aren't I? No, maybe I might sew by myself. Except I'm getting too much. Let's see, pinch first and see what to clip. Okay, so I'll see. Maybe I won't just clip where it's puckering. But I can't, no clipping until we get to the pressing part. Let's see. Because I'm under pressure. Okay, there's where it's supposed to go. Alright, I got one more seam in me, but I'm going to need to call it a show because I am too panicky. Oh, let me mark my half inch. Maybe I've got a little bit more, and I need to use the little clowner. Wow. Next, you are just bouncing around like a cracked out hummingbird. I'm not the meth smoking raccoon, but holy moly. Oh, press then pinch the little extra out and clip. Okay, then press again to see if it will lay flat. I will do all of these things. There isn't a way around that unless you cut the cut perfect the first time, and not many of us do that right. I am not. Yeah, because I can see, like, I look at the paper pieces. I'm like, oh, you inherently started with error because I didn't cut the paper exactly on my trace lines, and there's just one small little thing after another, but we will Tim gun it and make it work. Where is this piece coming from? We'll just trim that away. No, I thought we were getting a new lawn thing. Maybe not. I don't know what's happening. Yes, I do. I'm sewing this most amazing, newest garment. Oh wow, look at me. I'm so excited for this project. I'm actually looking forward to taking out the iron and pressing for the next section. Who am I? Oh, Allie, like the first fitting for a perfect corset. There's a minimum of 4/12s first, and that is per pattern draft. You're so for each style, right? Yeah, uh, I I don't do that many yet, but this is why things mostly work, and then sometimes we just fly by the seat of our stitches. Yikes. And that is per pattern, right? Yeah. Everything takes a gazillion times to get just right. Sometimes, so many of us just run out of patience after a while. They're like, yeah, it's good enough. Why is this one not laying nicely? And this has led to the cheaper sized corsets off the rack and the myth of poor fit and constrictive wearing ground corsets. Yeah, that not yeah, true. Because when they fit right, they're so comfortable. Like, why would I suffer from wearing anything but a well fitted, handmade, custom, bespoke garment? I just spoiled myself, even with my poor iterations and subpar techniques and stand and stitching, but we're getting better. We're working on being more better. Oh, right, because that piece is a little bit off. Oh. Okay, let's one more seam. It seems that things are slowly coming together, not completely terribly. But I should not speak too soon because there's always time. There's always a chance that we fudge it up. Oh, but this will be good because then I can press some seams, file the bones. So the next couple of it helps if you catch all of the layers that you need to stitch underneath the needle. Hey, Mario! True. How are you doing? It's been a while. ¿Cómo está? Así. I know. We were supposed to do the Mexican drawn work yesterday, and I didn't feel like doing it, so I didn't. I stitched, but I stitched other stuff, and it was great fun. Yikes. Oh, you've napping around. Yeah, that's alright to take a break from the wumbles. Sometimes things just get to be too much. Too many platforms, too many personalities. Well, thanks for taking some time to hang out over here. Oh, it was a disaster. Rumble lost all of his Mexican audience. Oh no. Regret called you and said we need the Mexican market. Come back. Benica, Mario, Benica. No. Yeah. I like when we can get the entire North America rep in. silly. Now I can see. Did I fuck up this seam? Am I going to be doing the frog stitch again? Let's do the frog stitch again. No, those line up. And that looks not too terrible. So there's the back and the two side sections. And I guess I should just grab some blocks from Mount Blockmore, because Phoenix actually needs to press these seams. And I don't have... Oh, my iron is set up. But... No, my iron is not set up. Do I want to sew blocks or do I want to sew leaves? Let's sew blocks because this blankie's not going to sew itself. All right, let me grab the blocks. To the block heap. Okay, do I have enough pieces for now? Hold on, I'll be right there. Phoenix, pretend to be better. No, I'll just disgorge blocks overboard now. Okay. Oh, I pulled more than I needed to. All right. Pardon me. I'll randomly pull pieces because I have a little bit of stitching left in me before I can't sit still any longer. Yeah. I need to do some relax. That project has got me so excited that I want it to be done, and it's making me think, which is great, but it's kind of making me anxious because I want it to be so good. So we can just sew 17 squares together, and then we'll sew 17 more, and then I'll have a whole bunch of pressing to do. So I think I had sewed a whole bunch of the strips together with the finger pressing, but I thought maybe it would be nice to just do the horizontals and then press all the seams and then sew all the long strips together as a second step. So we'll try a couple options, I got bobbins loaded and my fanny's not numb yet, so might as well keep hanging out. Okay, dokie. Oh, Allie, have you been able to treadle again? Is your back still bugging you? Ooh. Oh, I need to go pick that strawberry from the garden. I think I've seen it like all week, and it's finally... The weather's been warm, so I'm sure it's perfectly sweet and yummy. And garden strawberries are the best strawberries in my humblest opinion. Okay, Phoenix, don't forget you dropped blocks overboard, and I'm gonna drop some more here. Stay put. Oh, this purple from some of our other corset mock-ups. That fabric is... I couldn't get rid of it, but I didn't want to try any more garments with it. Back still is really bad. Oh no! That is a giant heap of pooper duper. It's hard when there's nothing. I don't like it when there's no words that make things better. platitudes are just like, don't. You deserve better. Oh, fair. Yeah, the cold doesn't help very much either. Maybe when it's warm. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of my heating pads and warming things. I hope so soon too. I hope the heat and humidity just make everything just a little bit more relaxed. All the sirens. Soon, soon. Oh my gosh, it's June and I still have the heater going off because it was chilly today. What silliness. I tried to be good with making sure my blocks were all relatively the same size, but they don't need to line up perfect. Everything's going to be fine. Not fancy enough to be entering my work in for competitions and juries yet. And just doing it for the practice. What are you doing, little man? Oh, that's right. You think because I'm not sewing silk anymore that we've waited way too long and not had snacks? Are we supposed to open up the cat session stand? Oh, here's Phoenix dropping pieces. Where's the not attached ones? Here's what we have. This requires me standing. What I've got done so far. That perfect scrappy look. You making some bubbles? Yeah, been on. I'm still chatting. I'm still here, talking to you, asking for things. Yeah, so now that I've showed I'm probably gonna stitch a little bit by myself on those days after I've pressed them. So, because in my head, I had them finished this weekend so that Wednesday we can work on this blankie and the ruffle for the petticoat that we're going to wear on top of it. And then we can start the dress, which is just a whole bunch of rectangles with drawstring channels. Because word finding is a sign that Phoenix needs something. Was my bobbin out? Yeah. Okay. All right. Before I fall apart, thanks everybody. No, we've been almost 2.5 hours. I need to not talk for a full little while. So I figure I might as well just close the show now. Don't wait till tomorrow to be fabulous today. Don't laugh at others unless you've laughed at yourself. I will be back on Wednesday sewing something. Have a great day. Do something awesome or just everybody feel better. All right. I'll be back on Wednesday at 3 p.m. PST. You're welcome. It's been fun. I've been fun. You've been fun. Thank you, everybody, for being great. I'm going to take out the iron now. All right, TTFN. Bye.